I thought I'd do a quick video on how to choose a seating depth for your rifle, how to measure it, how to put the bullet at a given distance from the lands. You know, ideally bullets are going to shoot well when they're fairly close to the lands. You don't want to be against the lands for pressure reasons, plus if you either need to extract that cartridge from the chamber and the bullet's crammed up in there, there's a good chance it'll unseat and you'll spill powder down into the action, which is kind of a pain. There's some products that are sold that'll help you measure where the lands are in your chamber. One is the RCBS Precision Case Mic. They include a dummy bullet in there, and it's got a sliding collar kind of arrangement. You run it up into the chamber and extend this out, extract it, and then you put it into this micrometer here. You dial it down. It's got a little vernier scale that you read your depth to, and this also works. It's got a similar second bushing that you can use to measure the shoulder in your case. This part works great. This part stinks. It's kind of a pain in the butt to use. It's difficult to get a repeatable measurement. The tension that you set on this with a little set screw down in here is crucial, and it's there's a very fine line between just right and not enough or too much. The other arrangement is a bullet comparator. Basically, it's a bushing that clamps on to your calipers. You would take your cartridge after you found the lands or dummy, and then voila, measure to the ogive on the bullet. That's where the curvature starts. All that's well and good. Some guys go and make their own gauge. Let me step back. The hard part here is having some way to determine where the lands are in the chamber. Measuring afterwards easy, but we need to get something in there. Some guys will take a case, they'll size it, slit the neck, and use that and insert it into the chamber and gently extract it, and hopefully the bullet stays in the same place and you can measure it. I haven't tried that. It sounds temperamental. This was taught to be this method here was taught to me by my gunsmith when I was complaining about the RCBS setup. And what he says is to take your seating die and back it out so that things are a little bit long. And you can take either a case that's going to be a dummy or your first production case. I usually do a dummy. It's a sized case. And I'm going to run it up, seat the bullet long, and we're going to stuff this into the chamber with our thumb if we can get it all the way in there. So I give it a press, and you'll notice it's staying up in there, and I'm going to have to go and actually pop it out of the rifling, and that tells me that the bullet is contacting the rifling, the fact that it sticks there. Now if I look, I can see barely rifling marks on this. There are guys that will do something similar. They'll smoke this case or paint it with a magic marker and look for contact marks and keep seating deeper until they don't see any. I don't really trust that all that much. So we know we're too long, and we're going to dial it in a little bit deeper. I go maybe 2/1000ths. You'll notice I'm using a micrometer seating die, which is fantastic for a lot of reasons, mostly because it makes life quicker. If I want 2/1000ths, 3/1000ths, 5, 10, 20, I just dial in a number and off we go. If I come back next month and want to load again, I can look at my cheat sheet, dial this die to the number I used last time, and off we go. So we're another 2 or 3/1000ths deeper here. We're going to repeat. Cram it up in there. Yeah, it's definitely in the rifling. I mean, it's got a little bit of toothy feeling coming out. We're going to go a little deeper. And we just keep doing this until the bullet decides it's out of the rifling. And at that point, it's just going to come out from gravity alone. It's important to leave at least one case diameter worth of bullet in the neck. Especially on flat-base bullets, you might reach the point where you, in order to reach the lands, you're way out there and you're held in by just a little bit. Especially on a gas gun where things are getting jerked around pretty good, you want a little bit of tension, neck tension in there. So we're going to try again. Still nothing. Pluck that guy out. A little deeper. We ought to be getting kind of close here. Repeat. A little more. That didn't do well. That might be at the same length. We'll have to tweak a little bit more. Yeah, see that one? We're clear. So right now we are clear of the rifling. If this was my dummy case, I can label it dummy and throw it in a drawer for later use. Let's say I come back next month, I run my die back in here, and do I need to repeat all this? No. I take my dummy out of the drawer, I'm going to back my seating die out, run the dummy up, and come down until we contact. And once again, we're at zero jump, and off we can go from there and put this back in the drawer. So for our production rounds, we don't want to go to, I don't like zero jump. I like to go 5, and usually 10 or 20 are pretty good numbers. With the micrometer seating die, I can just dial in 20, and now I know I've got about 20 thousandths worth of jump. If I don't have that, I can use my comparator here to measure my zero jump for this brand of bullet, similarly, I can to set the jump, we can measure it now and just keep seating deeper, deeper, deeper until I get the change that I want to see, and that change would equate to the jump. And just to show you that we're kind of repeatable here, back that seating die out a little bit, get another bullet, another cartridge loaded up, grab it in there. We were at 17 and a half, 18 there before, and now we're at 15. No. Yeah, it's still sticking just a tad, so only 15 will do. Push deeper. There you go. That was definitely clear. And we're at 17. So before we were kind of 17 and a half, 18, and now we're at 17. So, it's repeatable to win within about 2 or 3 thousandths probably. It's very easy. My seating die is set at the same time. So this is a good method. And that's it. The downside of using like this guy or the slit case thing is, I can go in and cram this up here and try and get a measurement. Oh, that didn't do well. I'm being kind of sloppy today just because I don't have any confidence in this thing to begin with. So I could take my measurement now Okay. And now what I'd have to do to translate that into ammunition I feed into the rifle is to make rounds that drop to the same number. So I'm still going back and playing with my seating die, and I haven't really, made up any time here. So that's about it.